Here's the deal. We might be on this fitness journey, but your girl loves to eat. Like, I probably met about 3 foods that I didn't just immediately vibe with, and there are a few others that have not necessarily returned my affections, but that's okay. We're working on that relationship. And you, and you, and you're gonna love me. But apparently not today. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my video. I am joining you from my pantry, my fridge, to see how I prep my kitchen and helping me to meet my weight loss goals. We're looking at all the foods that are so awesome to keep on hand when I know I want to eat well, but I don't feel like thinking about what I want to eat. Because as we all know, that health journey starts in the kitchen. Let's start in the pantry. Also, I know I need some type of like organization stuff, so don't judge. Thank you. Alrighty, so pantry first. I always have oats on hand because oats are just great for a nice, quick, and simple breakfast, but also if I want to go something real fancy like some baked oats, so good. Up top, I like to keep my teas. I really have started enjoying having tea at night. It is a replacement for a glass of wine, which may or may not be the healthiest alternative. So a glass of tea or a cup of tea, we're still learning the lingo. A cup of tea is always just really nice at nighttime. I have that one. I have this pumpkin spice, which is really good from Trader Joe's, of course, because why not? Let's see, I also have an assortment of balsamic vinegars and oils, but definitely these balsamic vinegars. Love them because they give your food a lot of nice spice and flavor and seasonings. When you're trying to eat healthy, you really need to go hard on those seasonings. And so balsamics are really nice for that. Moving down just a little bit, I also love to have applesauce on hand. So because I like to bake, yes, I love to bake. I like to use the applesauce in place of oil because it has less calories, less fat, and I can replace that fat with a fat that I actually want, like cream cheese. You'll also see that I am here for all the nut butters. I have such a love affair with peanut butter, so we have to always have it on hand. Because nut butters are so high in fat, they are really satisfying, and so I like that if sometimes in the evening I am really still just craving something. A spoonful of nut butter really curbs that craving, and I can just go right to bed or move on with life because my need for something has been satisfied. I also have some chia seeds, lots of chia seeds and flax seeds because they are good sources of fat, good sources of protein, and also just are packed with a lot of energy. So I like to top that off on my oatmeal or maybe like a granola bowl. I have the biggest thing of cinnamon known to man. It's this sweet cinnamon that is very delicious. It's just so good. Over here in this corner, we have my protein bars. I really love this brand, Bear Bells. You can find it at Trader Joe's. I also love these Built bars. These are the puffs. The puffs are not necessarily my favorite, but they're good. They're not bad at all. They're just not necessarily my favorite. They have like this kind of marshmallowy type thing. I was very much influenced to buy them. And like I said, I love all of their other bars, and it was a great purchase. Down here, we have some pea protein powder. It is vegan. I'm fine with whey. I just happen to have it for something that I was doing. Sometimes I like to have a few vegan dishes. Anyway, it is so good because you can put it in basically anything. It has no flavor. And so I like to put it in oatmeals. I like to put it in baked oats. I like to put it in my smoothies, and it just gives that extra boost of protein and doesn't taste like too much. Moving over just a tad, I also love to have apple cider vinegar on hand. It's really good. I've been putting it in my wellness shots that I've been making. I actually did a video where I showed that recipe, so I will link that in the description box down below and also link it up here if you have not seen that yet. On the other side of the apple cider vinegar, we have some soup. Soups are just really nice to be able to have, and they're nice high volume food to munch on and fill up on when you're not having as many calories as you're used to, but you are still hungry. It goes really nicely with like a sandwich and a salad and some soup as a nice lunch or dinner. Way in the back over here, I have some pasta. I always have pasta on hand because I really like to put it in my bowls. You guys know I am a girl all about the bowls. So it is a nice carb option for when I want to have some pasta but don't necessarily want just like a big plate of pasta. I can't believe I almost forgot this one. Tuna. I always have tuna on hand because tuna is basically just protein. Great to be able to eat, take to lunch if you're going to work, or even if you're just working from home, whatever. It's great to be able to have on hand and make something out of it. I will do a bowl, I will do a tuna sandwich, I will do tuna and cucumbers. So many ways to be able to use tuna, and I absolutely love it. Let's move on to the fridge, shall we? All right, as we take a look into my refrigerator, the first thing that you'll notice that I always have is eggs. Eggs are a great source of protein, and I love eggs. I have loved eggs since I was a little girl. It's delicious, quick, easy breakfast, and goes very much in anything. So I always have eggs on hand. Also, eggs are super cheap. So they are cheap and they are delicious. They are good for you. There's literally nothing wrong with an egg. Then I also have almond milk. I use this for my coffee every single day. It's become my preferred milk. I don't actually have a problem with dairy at all, but I really enjoy almond milk. Also, this unsweetened one is only 30 calories. So what I do with my coffee, I like to use my unsweetened almond milk, but then I also still like to have a real creamer. And it's just so good because I love my coffee creamy. This helps me to not have a whole lot of sugar and calories in my coffee by splitting up between almond milk. My refrigerator won't let me be great. Anyway, this allows me to be able to taste the sugar and enjoy it in my coffee, but only have a little bit and not just like in my coffee, like my husband likes to do. Always condiments and spices and whatnot, but I love this light mayo. Light mayo is really good. Now, if it was fat-free mayo, I wouldn't like it at all, but light mayo tastes actually just the exact same as regular mayo to me, and it's a whole lot less calories, and it goes really well. I like to make dips out of it. I love to put it on my sandwiches. I love mayo. I have lately been loving all sorts of cream cheese. Okay, I have a confession to make. I really like cheese, like all the cheese. And this is not even all of them. At any point in time, there are lots of cheeses in my refrigerator. All the cheese. I have a problem. I am an addict. I love having cream cheese. I've been loving having this on my avocado toast in the morning. So the bread, then a layer of cream cheese, then the avocado, then my egg, then my turkey bacon. Chef's kiss. It is so good. Then of course we have food that I had food prepped. I like to always make sure that I buy produce for the week. So I have that, and I'm more likely to eat it when I prep it and make sure it's in a container, because if it stays in the bag, sometimes I just won't eat it. I'll forget about it. So I like to have that. And I always just love to buy fresh produce throughout every week. That's the one thing that I do end up buying every single week. I don't necessarily buy proteins or breads or all of that every week, but my fresh produce, of course, it just goes bad really quickly. So I buy that every week. So I have some tomatoes, apples, I love apples, some lettuces, well, this is arugula, and some baby lettuce. Oh, and my ginger shot that I have talked about in my previous video that I've been making, I have that in my refrigerator, but that's something that I pre-made. And my Trader Joe's turkey bacon. It is the best turkey bacon ever. If you're getting turkey bacon from somewhere else, do yourself a favor, throw it away, and go get it from Trader Joe's because it is so good. So good. All right, and now we have the frozen food section. In the freezer. I love to keep some fresh fruit frozen fruit on hand because I like to put it in my smoothies. It makes it just creamy and cold, so I love to have that on hand. And of course, I like to buy loaves of bread, but I can't. There's no way I can get through this by the time that it goes bad. So I always freeze it and have it in there. So Trader Joe's always has really good like little meals that are just ready to go. And so I think I'll actually have this for dinner tonight. It's their stuffed gnocchi. They have all sorts of different gnocchis and meals that I just really like to buy because they're easy, they're convenient, and they're generally pretty healthy. So I like that. I have some salmon in here. So I always have like some meats that are frozen that I can be able to pull out and come back to and have some good proteins on hand. We also have some ground turkey. It's just nice to be able to have a few things just ready to go that I can pull out. And then I have rice cauliflower. I love to have this as a vegetable option to be able to easily get more vegetables in. You can hardly taste it. Sometimes I put it in my smoothies. I'll put it in my overnight oats. I will put it basically in just about everything because as long as you get all of the water out, you don't really taste it. You don't really taste it. And it'll take on the flavor of anything. I mean, cauliflower is a powerhouse. It can do basically anything. And that's it for my freezer. I would be doing you such a disservice if I forgot to show you all of my Trader Joe's spices. I mean, look at them. I just showed these in my last video, this cheesy seasoning, this ranch, and this pickle. Great on vegetables. I love this when I like to make my own poke bowl. I love this for really everything. It is a great no salt seasoning that goes literally on everything. Chili lime, it's basically their version of tahini. Of course, everything but the bagel, we need that. The citrusy garlic, so good, so delicious. And this green goddess seasoning. Oh, and there's another one. Well, there are a whole bunch of them, but there's another one. What is it? Everything but the elote. Almost forgot about that one. But this za'atar seasoning blend gives you a little bit of a kind of a Mediterranean flair. She's beautiful. Alrighty, so it is 5 o'clock and it is dinner time. I eat dinner pretty early, usually around somewhere between 5 and 7. I don't really like to go to bed on a full stomach, so this is pretty typical for me. I'm thinking that I'm going to make some salmon with some gnocchi, some cucumbers and tomatoes for my fresh veg. Let's get to it. Alrighty, so this looks really delicious and super balanced, and the whole thing is only about like 550 calories, I think. And of course, I have my water with me. Alright, let's taste. It's really good. They kind of remind me of a gnocchi version of Totino's pizza rolls or hot pockets. So delicious though. You could put sauce on them, but I don't need any. Y'all, it's been a day, a long day, so it's time to go to bed. I think I'm going to make myself a little bit of tea and call it a night. My brain is no longer at full operation. But I love you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, just go ahead and like and consider subscribing. Know that you are just on time to live the life of your dreams, and I'll see you next time.